I am going to be demonstrating Lab 5, which is maintaining access with the use of rootkits, and to also get back into the access using backdoors. In this lab we're going to be using Hacker Defender as well as Netcat. So to begin, we want to go ahead and get access to our victim XP machine using Metasploit, as we did in Lab 4. So here we're going to go ahead and search for that module that we use, which is 08067. Okay, found a matching module. We're going to use that module. Alright, I'm not going to go through all of the options as I did in Lab 4, but I'm just going to go ahead and set the host, and we need the IP address of the victim machine, which is 192.168.0.19. So we're going to set the R host to 192.168.0.19. Next, we're going to set our payload, which is going to be Windows/interpreter/bind TCP. Okay, and we're going to start the exploit. Alright, we have our interpreter session opened. Now we want to gain shell access to the command prompt of the victim machine. So we're going to execute a file. Here we're going to interact with it after it's opened, and we want it to be completely hidden. Okay, now that we're in, we're going to use the Windows in the System32 folder. Here what I would have done was make a directory, and I would have named it hxdef for our Hacker Defender file, but I've already done so because I've completed this lab once already. So let's go to our victim machine. Navigate to our Windows System32 folder. And here we have our hxdef folder. Folder is empty, of course. Alright. So now that the folder is already made, we want to navigate to that folder. Alright. Folder. Now, what we want to do next is upload our files for our Hacker Defender, which will be the hxdef 100 executable file, which is here, configuration file, which is .ini, and the netcat executable. So what we're going to do here is upload I've got a problem here. Okay, I see where I made my mistake. I do need to exit back out to an interpreter. And what we need to do here is change directory back to our hxdef folder. Alright, now we're gonna upload our files. Okay, there we have our hxdef 100. Next, we want to upload the configuration file, which is .ini. Okay, here it is on our XP machine. And lastly, we want to upload our Netcat. Alright, now that we have these three, just want to go ahead and show some of the changes that I made on my configuration file. We have the hidden tables, the processes, services, registry keys. Everything that's populated in these tables is supposed to be hidden. So when we run Netcat, the NC is going to be created as a table, process, service, and our registry keys. We want to put our Netcat with our asterisk, which is basically a wildcard. Anything that has anything to do with Netcat will be hidden from the user. Also, down in our settings, I had a lot of settings that were blatantly showing that they were Hacker Defender rootkits, so I changed the name of some of them. I changed service names to Windows X, the display window X, the drive, and the file name. They were Hacker Defender, you know, things that can be alarming to the user. So anything that you don't want to show up when we run Hacker Defender, we want to put under these headings here. For instance, in our services, my service was named Windows X 100. When I execute Hacker Defender, I don't want that to be seen, so I include that in there. Okay. Next, we want to get back into our command prompt so we can go ahead and deploy our Netcat. So we want to execute a file, get the command prompt, and hide it. Okay, now we're in. We want to deploy our Netcat, so we're going to use the command Netcat listen on port 63333. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and complete the part of the lab that requests that we send a file from our XP machine back to our backtrack. So here we're going to send the file. Let's choose a file. We're going to use this Xcopy executable file. So we want to use the file path for that, which is Windows System 32 Xcopy executable. Alright. Now we want to show that the user on our XP machine can actually see that listening is going on in that port. I'm going to run a netstat. And here we have at port 6333 is listening. So the user of the XP machine will be made aware of this because we haven't run our Hacker Defender yet to hide these files. Excuse me, hide this this port from being noticed. Okay. Also, let me go to our task manager. We can actually see that the Netcat is an open process, which can also be detected by our user. Okay, so now that we know the port's open, we want to go back and we want to accept this file as requested. So we're just going to open up another terminal. And we're going to pull this file through using this IP address, port 6333. And here you can name it whatever you would like to name it. I'm just going to keep it the same. Okay, and it should have copied to my root folder. Alright, here's our copy executable file is pulled from our XP machine over to our backtrack machine. Okay. Close this terminal. Okay, next thing we want to do is we want to create our registry key for our Netcat to use as our backdoor. I have tried this part 13,000,006 times, so bear with me. Go to our registry, set a value, and set the key, and I already have a predetermined location. So I'm going to the local machine, software, Microsoft. Gotta get this thing just right or it won't work. Alright, now the name, I just want to make it NC. Alright, now the properties that we want to give, the identity that we want to give that key is going to be from our Netcat executable file. So we want to find the file path where the executable file is located. Should be our System32 folder. Okay. Additional properties, we want it to listen hard. Go port 6333. And once it starts, we want it to go ahead and open up the command prompt. That's what that -E is for. Okay, we've got an error here. Okay. The mistake is I can't actually do this on the actual XP machine, so I need to exit out of that command prompt before I do that.